This machine won the top sewing machine of April 2024, so we're going to find out together if it's worth the coin. Happy New Year, Katie Vaz, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Priscilla. I'm a Nigerian women's wear designer based in the UK, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing the Singer 4423 heavy duty sewing machine. I'm going to be unboxing it, showing you guys all the accessories that it comes with. I'm going to check out all the key features as well, if it's easy to use, the build quality. This machine won the top sewing machine of April 2024, so we're going to find out together if it's worth the coin. I'm going to leave the link to where you can get yours in the video description down below. So let's unbox this because I just want to get into this box and try out this machine for myself. Okay, so it comes in a space gray color from what I can see on the box, but I'm just going to open it up so we can look at it together. Whoa, this is heavy. Jeez. Ooh. It has a handle on top. First things first, it is a lot heavier than my brother LS14. I feel like they use way more metal parts compared to the brother, which feels a lot lighter, most likely because he used more plastic parts. But this is what it looks like when it's brought out of the box. It has the foot wrapped up in the middle there and the Singer logo on the top. Here's a closer look of it, and then under the box came a pouch with some more accessories. So I can see spare needles, I can see a zipper foot, I can see spare bobbins as well. I can see 3 spare bobbins. We're going to get more into these accessories later on. Let me just open up this part here. Okay, so it's an electric machine, so it comes with an electric pedal that you plug on the side to power this up. So at the bottom there are a bunch of instruction manuals showing you how to thread the machine, how to thread the bobbin, and I just found out that it actually has an automatic threader, like the machine threads itself. I'm excited to try that out. So it shows you how to thread everything all up here and here as well. So if you're someone who is totally new into sewing and you don't know how to thread a machine, you have that guide to help you. There are also a bunch of safety manuals and instructions that you should probably have a look at. There's also like a cover for the machine. So when you're not using it, you can just put this over it to cover it from dust, rain, humidity, anything that could possibly become an issue for your machine. So that's actually quite nice. Here is a closer look of the machine. These are all of the stitches that it comes with. The bobbin is threaded on the top. You can adjust the needle position with this dial, and then the tension knob is this one here. The reverse is on this side, which is just interesting because the brother one has it on this bottom edge, but it's up there. The build of the machine, it is very nice and sturdy. The power source is here, the switch is over here. So these are all of the accessories that were inside the little pouch. You get 3 spare bobbins. This looks like something you would use to clean because there's a little brush edge there. It's something you use to dust the edges. That is definitely a zipper foot. This looks like a buttonhole foot, this long white one. Here you get extra needles. I'm not sure what that is, so I'll figure that out. Same with that one and that one. And I think this unit here is to secure your thread. If you have the sewing machine, please leave a comment down below on your experience and how to use things like that. This one in the top left corner, I'm not sure what that is. But I'll read the instruction manual just to figure out what these extra parts are.
There is a photo guide for winding the bobbin included in the machine, and it takes you through the steps one after the other. So this is something you can follow as well, in addition to watching this tutorial showing how to wind the bobbin and thread the machine. So I'm going to put the machine on a table ready to be set up, and I'm going to pull out this bottom box so I have easy access to where the bobbin sits. The bobbin sits here, and it's a clear transparent case, and then you can lift the footer up and down with this lever on the back. I'm going to open the bobbin case or holder like this and then take it out, and it's a transparent plastic bobbin. The thread sits on this top spoolie holder here, and this is what this particular object is for, is to secure the thread in place. Initially I wasn't sure what it was for, but once I read the manual I figured out, oh, it's to hold the thread in place while you use the machine. To thread the bobbin, it needs to go around this top hook here, and then around this wheel back to the end where the bobbin is. It needs to be passed through a small hole on top. So there are two sets of holes. There's one that just one hole on one side, and then the other side there are two holes. You want to pass it through the one that just has a single hole on the top end, and then push it to secure it in place. Turn the threaded hole towards this end like this, and then hold the thread while you wind the bobbin. This machine requires electricity to work, so I'm going to power it up with this pedal plug that goes, one side goes into the machine and the other side goes into your power source. In this case it was socket. Then I'm going to switch it on this side, and when it's on, a light bulb actually comes on the machine. Now to thread it, I'm just going to hold the thread up like this, and then once you press the pedal, the bobbin winds thread in place. This is actually such a simple and easy way to wind a bobbin. With my brother LS14 I did it totally wrong, and somewhere along the line I figured that out. But once it's all done, I'm just going to trim off the excess thread on top, and then remove it from the stand where we wound the bobbin earlier on, and then cut the thread, disconnected it from the main pack. This is going to sit back into the bobbin case like so, and it passes underneath a small hook like this. It's very important that it goes under that hook so it connects to the top thread when it's time to sew. Now moving on to threading the actual machine itself. On the flip side of the guide showing you how to wind the bobbin, there is actual picture guide showing you how to thread the machine. So for threading the machine, you pass it under that first hook like we did for the bobbin, but then you pass it under the second hook here, and it goes down towards the front of the machine around this plastic loop, and then through this little hook on top. You might need to wind the side of the machine to see this hook because it might be hidden if it's not wound enough. Then the thread goes down to pass through two hooks before it makes its way through the eye of the needle. The top hook underneath like that, and then the second one closer to the needle. So these are the bottom hooks closer to the needle that the thread needs to loop through before it is time to thread the machine. Another amazing thing about this machine is it has a needle threader which works like this. You pull it down from the top this way, and then you loop the thread around this smaller hook to the left side. You pull it across to another small hook that is right next to the eye of the needle, and then you push it backwards, which forces the threads to go through the eye of the needle. So if you're someone who does not like threading in a machine, this feature is actually amazing. I was surprised by how easy it was to figure out because I thought it would be very fiddly, but no, once you get it in, it's time to roll the wheel down to pick up the thread from the bobbin, close the bobbin case, and your machine is ready to use. With both the bobbin and the machine threaded, I'm going to close up this bottom case and prepare to do some testing. For my testing, I'm going to be using the regular straight stitch, this particular one here, and I'm going to be starting off with testing some mid-weight cotton. I'm sewing 2 layers, normal stitch, tension of 4 and stitch length of 1, just to see what that looks like. And then I'm going to just sew on four layers of the cotton, tension on 4 and stitch length 1. And this is what the stitch looks like. Very clean, very beautiful, very tidy. Cotton is one fabric that I work a lot with, and I just wanted to see how many layers it could take. So I'm going to try and sew 8 layers. I just doubled up the 4 layers I stitched earlier on, and I'm sewing on tension of 4 and stitch length 1. You can adjust the stitch length to your liking or to suit the fabric that you're working with. It was stitched 8 layers of cotton really easy, really well. The machine didn't struggle too much, so let's test it some more. I'm going to go ahead to test some lightweight satin. This is a very slippery, soft satin. And here I'm just sewing 2 layers of my satin on 4 tension and stitch length 1. And instantly I knew this was a case of I needed to get the right needle, because I think for slim light fabrics you need to use a much thinner needle, and I might need to adjust the tension and the stitch length. So I'm going to change the tension to 3 and then adjust the stitch length to 2 to see if that's going to make a difference in the overall finish. So here I'm sewing 2 layers again, tension 3, stitch length 2 to see if it will be any better, and I went ahead to adjust the tension some more. The final tension that I worked with for the very middle one was tension 3, stitch length 3. And I just think I need to get a finer needle for the bubbling not to happen. You can see that it's not smooth and clean, so I'm going to need to get a finer needle to work with light or slim fabrics. Final fabric I'm testing here is some thick felt. This is if I'm going to be making coats or jackets, and I'm working on tension 3, stitch length 2. Sewing 2 layers was actually very easy. This is the outcome. The stitch didn't jump, nothing looked weird. It came out really good. But I was like, what if I'm sewing a collar where I would need to be sewing 4 layers of felt, or maybe a pocket where I need to be sewing like 3 to 4 layers. So I'm sewing 4 layers here with tension at 3 and stitch length at 2, and you can hear the machine struggling just a little bit. So if you're going to be sewing thicker fabrics, a lot of layers of thicker fabrics, the machine might struggle. It's still stitched, nothing jumped. You can see the stitch didn't jump at all, but you could hear the machine putting in the work to ensure that it stitched it the way it was supposed to.
I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this review. I was really excited to try this machine for myself. If you do have this machine and you have used it, please leave comments down below so we know what we're doing with this machine. I'm actually grateful for the fact that it is mostly metal parts, which means that it's very durable. I am a huge fan of the threading system. It's quite very intuitive, if I would say so myself. A lot of stitch options to explore with, and the threader is a clever addition. Let me know how you get on if you try this machine for yourself. If you have it, leave any thoughts and ideas down below. It is a great in-between between an industrial and like a tabletop. It is just a little bit more pricey compared to like the Brother LS14 or the Genuine one that most of us know and use. This was around £200 plus. I'll leave the actual price on the screen. So it is more of an investment piece that you would use for a few more years because it's a way more durable sewing machine. But it's a great beginner friendly one. So if you're looking to buy a machine that is beginner friendly and will last for a good number of years, I would highly recommend this one. I'm going to leave the link to where I got mine down below, so if you wanted to grab one for yourself, you know where to get this. Let's wait for the plane to pass because it's taking a sweet time. So if you wanted to get into sewing in the new year and you wanted to get a machine for yourself or for a loved one that was durable, that was made with sturdy parts and just feels nice and robust, this is a great option. I see why it won top machine of April 2024. So if you have any further questions, please leave down below. I will try and use this and share any thoughts I have either as a community post or an Instagram post. So if you're someone who just got this machine new and needed someone to bounce ideas off of, you know where to come to. But thank you so much for watching, and until next time, have a good morning, afternoon and evening wherever you are. Bye.